sugar because of Poland. The Polish American community in the United States. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century. Immigrated means they shifted to America because of the racial discrimination. Many people they were transferred to the America, but there they were not getting the proper respect as American people giving to their American people. It means they were discriminated to the people of Poland and the other countries. When more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States, the Polish state did not exist at that time, and the immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than the ethnicity. It means they were identified in the America as the Polish people because American people they were thinking that they are not the people of our country because they have come from the other place. They were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles, Austrian Poles. One of the most notable Polish American communities is in Chicago and its suburb. So Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world, and the largest number of people those have come from the another country. They lived in the Chicago. So Chicago is known as the Polish city, largest Polish city. Next only to the Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against in the United States, as were the Irish, Italians and Jews. And the second city, the first one was Chicago. There the large number of people they have come from the another country. They were living in the Chicago, and the second was the Warsaw. Warsaw is the capital of the Poland. According to the United States 2000 census, 6,67,440 Americans of age 5 years and older reported Polish as the language spoken at home. And how they identify, because at their home they were spoken Polish language because they belongs to Poland and belongs to the another country, which is about 1.4% of the people who speak languages other than English, or 0.25% of the US population. This was the introduction of this chapter, because why the people were migrated to the America. This was the reason. Now chapter story I am starting. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat. This both parts, chapter number 5 and chapter number 6, related to a girl, a young girl, we can say Polish girl, name is Wanda Petronsky. That day she was absent in her class. But nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. But she was absent, but no one has noticed her absence because they were not giving, they were thinking like that she is not, she cannot familiar with us because she came from the another country and she belongs to a very poor family. She had only one dress. So all the classmates, they always made fun at Wanda Petronsky. So they always ignored her presence also. So no one has noticed that Wanda is not present today. Usually Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. So her classroom was room number 13. So she always sat at the corner side because no one wants to sit with her. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat, and with herself there were which boys sat together herself, those were not getting the good marks. We can say those were the poor in the study. The corner of the room where there was a most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, the most mud and dirt on the floor. Scuffling of the feet means noisy or the dragging sound. When the students moving the classroom, they were making sound, that is known as a dragging. So the author is saying that where the place was not clear, Vanda Petronsky sat always that place. Vanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. She didn't like that place. Why? Because she always remained silent. She didn't say anything because all the classmates always made fun at herself. So she didn't want to speak any type of word. On the contrary, she was a very quiet and rarely said anything at all. If there is any necessity, that time she was just speaking, otherwise she always remained silent. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Sometimes she smiled, but if there is anything happened, but not in a loud way. Nobody knew exactly why Vanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Hawkins Heights and her feet were usually kept and dry mud, and why she was ignored by the other students because she came from Hawkins Heights. Hawkins Heights is, we can say, in this place all the poor people live. They have only one dress, and we can say just like a slum area. So that place is known as a slum area, and Vanda Petronsky came from this place. But no one really thought much about Vanda Petronsky. Once she sat in the corner of the room. The time when they thought about Vanda was outside of school hours. At noon time, when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the second yard. So, in the starting we have studied that day Vanda was absent. But after that in this chapter we will study that why that day Vanda Petronsky was absent. Now whatever we are studying, that is the earlier. Before that, that day she was absent, but before that what had happened in her classroom. So she decided to leave that place or leave that school. So what happened with us, this we will study about in this chapter, and she was absent today. After that what will happen, that we will study in the chapter number 6. The time when they thought about Vanda was outside of school hours. It means that always when Vanda was coming from house to school, all the students waiting for herself outside to make fun on her. At noon time when they were coming back, and the next after school hours when they were going to their houses, that time also all the classmates were waiting outside of the schoolyard or after the school campus, because in the school campus they cannot make fun on her. When groups are 2 or 3 or even more, and they were standing in the groups like the 2 students or 2 boys or 2 girls, would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard, and they always were talking about Vanda Petronsky and always laughing for when they were see the appearance of the Vanda Petronsky. Then sometimes they waited for Vanda to have fun with her, and sometimes they waited also. The next day, Tuesday. Now today means that day was Monday when Vanda was absent in her class. Now the next day Tuesday. Vanda was not in school. Now again she was absent. And nobody noticed her absence again. And again next day also no one has noticed her absence. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who did not drag in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Vanda was not there. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. Now, on Monday she was absent. That time also no one has noticed. Tuesday Wednesday. That day also she was absent. That time Maggie and Peggy both are best friends. And Peggy is the most popular girl in school because she belongs to a very rich family. She had many dresses and many. She also belongs to a poor family, but because of she is the friend of Peggy, all the classmates like her company also. So that day they noticed, they both Peggy and Maddie, they noticed company of absence of Wanda Petronsky. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence and why they both have noticed absence of Wanda, because Wanda had made them late to school. Because of Wanda, they both had come late that day to school. Or it means on Wednesday, they came to school late because they both were waiting outside the school campus because they both wanted to make fun on Wanda. But unfortunately, Wanda was absent on Wednesday also, and because of this reason, they were late. They had waited and waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just had not come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her, and because this was the reason, suppose there is a question that why on Wednesday Peggy and Maddie were absent. Peggy and Maddie had come late in the school because they both were waiting outside for a Wanda Petronsky. That day they wanted to make fun on Wanda Petronsky, but Wanda Petronsky was absent that day. So for a long time they stood outside the school campus. Now the next stanza of phrase number 65. Wanda Petronsky. Most of the children in room 13 did not have names like that. Now the one reason was she belongs to a poor family and she came from Boggins Heights. Now the second reason why they always made fun at her. The second reason was because Wanda Petronsky name is very different for the American students. Because they had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith or Allen. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce. The people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Because the room number 13 students, they have a very familiar name like a William, Smith and Allen. But the Wanda Petronsky and the Willie Bounce, these names were very strange for themselves. So this was the reason they were ignoring these type of names people. Wanda did not have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. Didn't hang right means did not fit for her body. It means now the third reason was that Wanda Petronsky has only one single dress that was also faded because of every day she washed that uniform and that was the color was the blue, and this dress was not fit for her body. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly, and it looked like she has not ironed her dress also. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. When Wanda Petronsky, we know that she had not any friend. Then also many girls stood and surrounded herself because they always asked very funny questions to her and they always made fun at Wanda Petronsky. And when she was watching when the little children were playing, little students were playing and they were playing hopscotch. Hopscotch is a game. Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner. Courteous means in a well manner. As though she were talking to Miss Masoon. Miss Masoon is the class teacher of room number 13. Whenever Wanda Petronsky talked with her class teacher, Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friend or nurse, tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? And which type of questions they were asking to her? Because she had only one dress. They knew very well. Then also her classmates always asked this question. that Vanda, how many dresses you have in your closet? Closet means almirah. 100. Then see, the shocking, the surprising answer was when Vanda said like that, I have 100. 100, Vanda would say. 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously. And the little ones would stop playing hopscotch. And when all the students heard that Vanda replied that I have 100 dresses, they all stopped. If even they were playing, then also they stopped their game. Yeah, 100, all lined up, said Vanda. And Vanda said like that, yes, I have 100 dresses and all the dresses I have kept in a line. Her thin lips drew together in silence. What are they like? Then the second question was, what are they like? Then she, all silk, I bet, said Peggy. Yeah, all silk and all colors. Then Vanda replied this, yes, I have all the silk dresses and all the colors I have. Velvet too? Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses. Vanda would repeat stolidly. Stolidly means without feeling any type of hesitation. She replied that yes, I have 100 dresses. All are made up of silk and all the dresses I have kept in a proper line in my almirah. Then they would let her go. And then before she would gone very far, they could not help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. And as Vanda left this place, they started to laughing in a very loud manner because they knew very well that Vanda had only one dress. Then also she was replying like that, I have 100 dresses. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Vanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So, why did she say she had 100? What a story. How many shoes did you say you had? Then the second question. They were asking to Vanda Petronsky that how many shoes you have. Then she replied 60 pairs. All lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted these all alike. Oh no, every pair is different. Then Vanda Petronsky said, no, I have every color. It means that all are different colors. All colors, all lined up. Peggy, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. It means Peggy and Maggie always came at last to the school. It means they were waiting for Vanda Petronsky. When all the students came outside of the school campus, later then they came outside and they followed the Vanda Petronsky. Finally, Vanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her lap to shoulder every now and then in a funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. And when Vanda feeling very sad because all were laughing at her, so she was walking very slowly and she came to her house. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. Bullies means those who use their strength. Actually, the Peggy was not a cruel student. She was a very kind because many times she helped the poor people or the little children also whenever they were in this condition. If anybody had said to her, don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Vanda, she would have been very surprised. Cruel, but all the classmates knew very well that Peggy is a very kind that time, but she was behaving with the Vanda Petronsky not properly. So all the students asked her that why you are a very cruel to Vanda Petronsky. Then she surprised. Then cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Then the reason why she hated Vanda, because Vanda was saying like that I have 100 dresses and I have 60 pairs of shoes, and she didn't like this because she knew very well that she had only one dress. Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she was not just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. But Maddie didn't like when Peggy was asking this type of question because Maddie also belongs to a poor family and she hated whenever other classmates made fun at Wanda. But the reason was she could not say anything to Peggy because she had this fear that if I will say anything to Peggy, maybe Peggy would stop to talk to me also. Then other students treat me also just like the Wanda Petronsky. So she had this fear only, and because of this reason, she didn't say anything to Peggy. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness, she didn't live up on Boggie's height too or have a funny name. But she was very happy because she thanks to God that thanks God I am not living in the Boggie's height. Suppose I also lived in the Boggie's height, then my classmates always made fun on me also. And the second reason was she had also not many dresses, but her mother brought from the Peggy's house the clothes. Those were ignored by the Peggy. These dresses every day Maddie wore because Maddie's mother brought from Peggy's mother. Understand? Because she was using some different laces and decorated the old dresses of Peggy. But no one knew about it that Maddie had the Peggy's dresses. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented the dresses game. But she was not saying anything to Peggy because she had this fear. If I will say anything, maybe Peggy will say this that you also have my dresses. The dresses which I am not using in my daily life. These dresses my mother is giving to your mother and you are always wearing my clothes. Because of this reason, she remains silent in front of the Peggy and in front of all the classmates. But she didn't like when all the people made fun at Wanda. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next and she had this fear that if I will say anything from next time they will make fun on me also. She was not as poor as Wanda perhaps, but she was poor. But she was not poor just like a Wanda Petronsky, but she was not rich also. Of course she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. But she had this desire that I wish that Peggy will stop all this nonsense thing because she didn't like it. Today even though they had been late to school, now the next day also they came late to their school. Paddy was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda, and Paddy was very glad. She was very happy because that day also Wanda was absent and Peggy had not made fun on Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. 8 times 8. Let's see. She wished she had the nerve of the right Peggy alone, because she knew she never could have the courage to speak right out to Peggy. To say, hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has. So she had written all these things on paper, and later then she wanted to give this paper to Peggy. And on paper what she had written that, Peg, please stop this. Don't ask these questions that how many dresses you have, Wanda. When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Sir, Suddenly she paused and shuddered. But later than when she was writing, she stopped herself. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. When she was writing on the paper that Peggy, please stop this. That time suddenly she stopped writing. Why? Because suddenly she was thinking like that if Peggy will not make fun on Wanda, then the next she will start to make fun on me, because the next poor girl of this room number 13 is me only. So she stopped this writing. Peggy might ask. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her for where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of the Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings, so no one in room number 13 would recognize it. And why she had stopped writing? Suppose there is a question that when Peggy was writing a note to Peggy, why she had stopped? She had stopped because she had this fear that if they will not make fun on Wanda, then the next they will start to make fun on me. Because suppose Peggy in front of all the classmates, she had asked a question that Maddie, whose dress you have right now? Then because all the days she had a dresses of Peggy, and new trimmings mean new ribbons. Maddie's mother decorated the old dresses of Peggy by new ribbons. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away, and suddenly she started to stop such. When she was thinking about Wanda Petronsky, she stopped herself. Then she decided that now I will not write this type of note, and I will not give this type of note to Peggy. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits, and she tore the paper on that she had written. She had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. And earlier we studied that Peggy was the most popular girl of room number 30. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. And she knew very well that Peggy only asking this question because Wanda replying like that I have 100 dresses. But Peggy is not a very cruel student, she is always kind. So she will not do anything with Wanda Petronsky. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Dawkins Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. And Wanda Petronsky she didn't say anything to anyone. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was a brilliant jungle green with a red sash. You would look like a Christmas tree, and that the girls had said in the pretended admiration. And once Maddie remembered this, that once when I wore the green dresses, all the classmates were asking me that you are looking like a Christmas tree. So she decided that now from today I will not say anything for Wanda Petronsky with Peggy and with my classmates. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and a coloring contest. And before Monday, because from Monday Wanda Petronsky was absent, but before Monday in their school there was a competition, already over competition, but result not declared. So Peggy and Maddie, they both were waiting for the result of a drawing competition. So she was thinking like that, who will win this competition? Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and a coloring contest. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats, Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. And suddenly Maddie stopped thinking about Wanda Petronsky and she diverted her mind and she started to think about the drawing competition's result. And because just before some days school had this competition and she was very sure that Peggy will win this competition. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. At least that is what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners. Then they would know. Then Maddie thought like that on the next day, Miss Mason, their class teacher, she will announce the result and she was very sure that Peggy will win the competition. The next day it was a drizzling. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street. And now, from Wednesday, they have decided that now we will not wait for Wanda because she was continuously not coming to the school. And that day, they both were in a very hurry because they were very curious to know about the result of a drawing competition. The street that far away under the railroad tracks and up the hills led to Boggy's Heights. Anyway, they were not taking chances on being late today because today was important, because that day was very important, because that day was the result declaration. You think Miss Masoon will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course you will win, Peg. Then the Maddie replied that of course, Peg, you will win this competition. Then Maddie, they entered the classroom. They stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, and as they both were entered in their classroom, room number 13, all the drawings kept in a proper way. And windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them, and all the 100 dresses kept in a proper line. And these dresses was drawn by the winner of that drawing competition. This must be the drawing for the contest, they were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Bagels had won for the boys, and the winner for the boys was Jack. Jack Bagels had won the boys, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was an exhibition in room number 12. And where was the Jack's these drawings? In the room number 12, because in room number 13, that was the girls' winner pictures. Along with the sketches by all the other boys. As for the girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, Miss Masoon replied that only many students have submitted almost 2 or 3 designs, 2 or 3 pictures. And room number 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs. It means now in your room there are 100 dresses pictures. These all are drawn by one student, by one girl. All different and all beautiful, and all have different colors and all are very beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I am very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. Unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days. Is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. But unfortunately, Wanda was absent from Monday and she won this drawing competition. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exercise drawings. It means now you all look these extremely very beautiful pictures drawn by Wanda Pedronsky, and she has used all colors because all the dresses have different colors. Now class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exercise drawings. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouth and whistle. Though they were not interested in dresses. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There is that blue one she told us about. Is not it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here is that green one, boy. And I thought I could draw. Now the chapter is over.